The jostling for the Senate minority leadership seat in the 10th Senate appears to be creating uneasy calm among senators who are members of the opposition parties. A bloc in the People's Democratic Party, concerned PDP League, says it is opposed to any attempt by the party to present Senator Aminu Tambuwal as Senate minority leader. The group also urged the acting national chairman of the party, Ambassador Umar Agom, not to sign any letter introducing Tambuwal as a minority leader of the 10th Senate. Meanwhile, in a move to get his allies into minority leadership positions in the 10th Senate, it is believed that the immediate past governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, is working around the clock to ensure it comes to pass. However, lawmakers from the opposition caucus say they are aware of moves by forces inside and outside the Senate to divide the minority parties and force a compromised leadership on them. Joining us now on the morning show is Senator Jarigbe Agom, representing Cross River North at the National Assembly. Good morning, Senator Jarigbe Agom, and thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, Mr. Basi. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us. Well, first, let's start with a clarification. Are you a member of the concerned PDP League? That faction within the PDP, if it may be so described, that is saying that Senator Tambuwal cannot be presented as Senate minority leader, and all those defamatory allegations that they've been making, defamatory per se. What do you know about this, and what is the procedure for electing the Senate minority leader?
Thank you very much, Mr. Bati. I'm a member of the PDP. I don't belong to any splinter group. I don't know of any such groups. I'm not even aware the former governor, Aminu Tambuwal, is interested in the Senate minority leadership. I know that by the provisions of our standing orders, Order 27 clearly states that a minority leader shall be nominated from the minority parties in the Senate. Shall be nominated, not elected. So that's the position.
Okay, but in the papers today, we're told that Senator Aminu Tambuwal is interested in emerging as Senate minority leader, and that some members of the PDP are saying he should not be nominated, and they've even approached the acting chairman, national chairman of the party, to say that they do not consider him to be a fit and proper person because of allegations that cannot be repeated by a third party, so that it doesn't look like we are endorsing those allegations. What do you know about this? Have you read the papers today?
Okay, I think that's speculative because, but I know that's speculative, or I think it's speculative because I have not been consulted. And I saw in the papers some days back that I was endorsed by the G5 governors to be the minority leader of the 10th Senate. But that story is unfounded. I have never indicated an interest in it, in that position, though I'm ably qualified. I've been elected to the National Assembly 4 times, 2 times to the House of Reps and twice as to the Senate. I have not lost that ambition. I'm not gone in for that position, but I saw in the front page of Punch newspaper specifically, it was clearly stated there that the G5 governors were projecting me for that position. I've never had any discussion with any of them. The G5 governors, 4 of them are no more governors now, the immediate past governors. 1 of them is still governor. I've not had any interaction with them on this subject matter. The only person I talk with is the former governor, the immediate past governor of Rivers State, and he has not mentioned that to me. So I don't know. I just think it's a sort of subterfuge by some people to distract us from what they want to do.
All right, so according to reports, we hear that the presidential candidate of the PDP, Alhaji Waziri Atiku Abubakar is pushing for Senator Tambuwal to be minority leader. Is this true? And then if that's the case, would party members, minority members in the House support or perhaps go in line with whom Mr. Alhaji Atiku is supporting? And if you say you've not showed any interest or indicated interest to be minority leader, is there anyone that the party itself has anointed as the candidate of choice?
Anyway, you know that in part of our politics is consultation. You must do proper consultation. I'm not a telepathist to know what is in the minds of other people and what they want to do with themselves. If they want to further their political ambitions in the Senate, they have to consult. The Senate president emerged through a process. He was elected, he consulted. And I think that anybody who wants to be Senate president, those for Tambuwal and for those against Tambuwal, they should come and consult. As I speak here today, no one has spoken to me on that issue. The last I heard of this was at the minority caucus meeting we had, and there was a stalemate. And we didn't arrive at anything. So I don't understand where all of this is coming from. People might have the ambitions, but there's always a process. I think that we need to meet and agree on the way forward. Anybody who wants to be minority leader should consult. The Senate president did not sit in his house to be endorsed or anointed. He went round, consulted everyone, morning, day, and night, and he got what he wanted. Same thing with the deputy Senate president. So I don't think that people should hide under any pretenses of being endorsed or anointed by anyone and all of that. And I know that if Senator Tambuwal wants to be minority leader, he's going to consult the minority caucus on this, and the party too, or the various parties involved, because we have more than 6 or 7 political parties in the Senate, represented in the Senate. So I think that everybody who wants to contest should not wait for someone somewhere or any leader to anoint him or her. I think they should come and consult their colleagues so they can emerge. That's my position on it.
Couple of things. You said you're qualified. I mean, you've been through this many times. You have ample experience in the House. In a case where some of your colleagues say they want you, would you take it up? In a case where some of your colleagues say they want you, and secondly, if Mr. Tambuwal comes to you, would you give him a listening ear to support him? 2 scenarios.
Yeah, if my colleagues say they want me and it's the preponderance of opinion, then I have no choice. If Governor Tambuwal comes to me, former governor, and comes to me to seek my support, I'll weigh my options. I'll look at those who are contesting, and I'll look at the most viable and how it affects our politics.
Okay, Senator, in the various reports, Wike's name has been mentioned, former governor of Rivers State, that is trying to...
I'm not hearing.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Okay, Senator, can you hear me?
Hear you now.
Okay, excellent, excellent. I just wanted you to comment on this reference to former Governor Wike, Nyesom Wike of Rivers State, trying to influence who emerges as a Senate minority leader, because that's also out there in the public domain as a way of getting back at Senator Tambuwal, as stated in the papers. And then secondly, are you aware of the statement issued by Senator Nengi, Senator Abamoro, Senator Ifeanyi Patrick Uba, Senator Nengi and others, saying that the APC is trying to impose a Senate minority leader. Can the APC in the Senate actually choose their own majority leader and also choose minority leader for the minority parties? Is it possible? Wike and then APC.
Okay, on the issue of... can you hear me now?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, the issue of... on the issue of the immediate past governor of Rivers State trying to throw up a minority leader in the Senate as vendetta on former Governor Tambuwal, I still say it's very, very strange to me, because he has not had that discussion with me. I have unfettered access to him, and he has not had that discussion with me. And when it comes to the issue of the APC trying to throw up a minority leader for the minority parties, it is when the minority parties agree. I know that as politicians, we could take advantage of certain circumstances, but I don't think that is doable. And I do not think that the Senate president would sit down and decide to foist a minority leader on the minority parties. Because there is no Senate president that will want a rancorous Senate. The Senate president will want a very harmonious process. And I don't think he is going to do anything that will cause an implosion. But if the minority parties allow themselves to be lobbied by the Senate president, by the APC, on the person their choice or the person they want, then in that situation we have to blame ourselves. We will not blame the majority party, the APC, or the Senate president. So I think that we should not cry wolf when everything lies with us. We should take a decision as a minority caucus. The people who want to contest should come out and throw themselves up, and then we'll take a decision on who we are going to support as a minority party. That's my position on that.
All right, so Senator Agom, are you saying no one yet from your minority caucus meeting has thrown in their hat to indicate interest in this position?
Anyway, we are going to have a minority caucus meeting as
in previous times. So
and that decision.
So what you're saying, if we hear you clearly, is no one has indicated interest. The party hasn't consulted with the senators as to who they're supporting or how they should align. There's been no communication to that effect, and of course, then not even to talk about engaging with other minority parties. Is that what you're saying?
No, the party has not come up with any of such things. And then, as I said, we held a minority caucus meeting and there was a stalemate, and we are supposed to meet again as we resume. So
if I could ask you,
at that point we'll take a decision.
Senator Agom, what's the challenge? Is it the zoning? Because we hear some parts are saying zone to the north central. Was it as a result of zoning? Was it as a result of the person in terms of candidate? Was it as a result of interest clashing? What's the stalemate about? Why haven't you been able to get to a conclusion in this matter?
Yes, it wasn't as it concerns the geopolitical zones. It had to do with the political parties. As I said, there are about 6 or 7 political parties in the Senate, and the PDP is majority in the minority. And there are 36 PDP senators. There are about 8 Labour Party senators, or thereabout. NMPP 2, SDP 2, ABGA won, YPP won, and the other minority parties are of the opinion that the four minority leadership positions should be shared between the PDP and the other minority parties on equal basis. And the PDP said our position was that we are in majority,
well, Senator,
we are 33.